Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pageant Launchpad, where we help you become fearlessly authentic and elegantly executed. Today, we're talking about one of the most important and most misunderstood parts of pageant preparation: hair and makeup. And here's the truth: pageant hair and makeup are not one size fits all. What works beautifully in an interview room may completely disappear on stage. What flatters one face shape may not be the most strategic choice for another. And what looks stunning in person can photograph very differently under lights, cameras, and competition pressure. So, in this episode, we're breaking it all down: how to think about hair for different face shapes, why your hairstyle matters in both interview and on stage, how to approach makeup differently for interview versus the stage, and some of the best tried and true tips inspired by pageant hair and makeup professionals. So let's get into it. So let's talk about why hair and makeup matter in pageantry. Before we talk about products like curls, lashes, the contour, let's start with the purpose. In pageantry, your hair and makeup are not supposed to wear you, similarly to the dress. They're supposed to support your presentation. Your beauty styling should help communicate confidence, polish, intention, femininity, or strength, depending on your brand, and most importantly, harmony. When your hair and makeup are working well, judges are not thinking, wow, that eyeliner is amazing. They're thinking, she looks polished. She knows who she is. She came prepared. She feels complete. And that matters because first impressions happen fast. We talked about that first 30 seconds coming into your interview. In the interview room, the judges are close to you. They can see your skin, your eyes, your expressions, your hairline, your posture, and whether your overall look feels authentic and elevated. On stage, it changes. Stage lights often flatten your features, they wash out your dimension, and they reduce the detail. That's why stage makeup generally requires more definition and why pageant styling often uses stronger structure than everyday beauty. Pageant education sources repeatedly note that stage makeup uses more layering and intensity specifically to compensate for lighting and flash photography. So the goal is never just glam. The goal is strategic glam. So let's talk about your interview hair. The interview is usually your most important phase of competition because this is where the judges form their earliest and deepest impression of you. It's worth 50% of your score in our system. The pageant interview guidance consistently treats interview as a decisive phase, and that makes your styling choices in this moment especially important. Your interview hair should do three things. First, it should frame your face. Second, it should not distract from your expression. And third, it should look intentional, polished, and trustworthy. Here's the big principle, and write this down. In interview, your face matters more than your hair. That means you do not want hair consistently falling in your face, covering one eye. I've done this before, cover the one eye, swallowing your jawline, or making you fidget. Pageant hair guidance specifically warns that even hair falling in the face can hurt the overall presentation. So if your hair causes you to touch it, flip it, move it, or worry about it like mine does, that distraction will often follow up in your energy. In interview, judges want connection. They want to see your eyes. They want to read your confidence. They want to feel your presence. So your best interview hair is usually clean, controlled, softly flattering, and stable enough that you can forget about it. And that may be a smooth blowout with soft movement, or a half-up style that opens the face, soft curls that brush out away from the cheek area, maybe a polished ponytail, or a refined low bun or low twist, that if that suits your brand, of course. The question is not what is the prettiest hairstyle. The question is, what hairstyle makes me look the most composed, open, and elevated? So let's talk about the face shape, because this is where strategy gets personal. Face shape is not a rule book, it's just a tool. You don't need to force yourself into a beauty formula, but understanding your face shape can help you choose hairstyles that create balance, softness, lift, or definition, depending on what you want to highlight. Beauty guides commonly describe oval, round, square, heart, oblong or rectangular faces, and diamond as the core face shape categories. And stylists use these shapes to guide flattering proportions. So let's talk about the oval face shape. If you have an oval face, you usually have the most versatility. Oval faces tend to handle many styles well because the proportions are already balanced. Beauty guides often describe oval faces as especially flexible for styling. For pageantry, this means that you can often wear soft waves, a polished blowout, a classic ponytail, elegant updos, or a brushed out glamour curl. Why does this matter? Because your face is already balanced. Your focus becomes brand consistency. Your hairstyle should match your division or your age category. For America, it's 18 and up, in your personal essence. On stage, volume and movement can help you avoid looking too flat. In interview, face opening styles keep the attention on your eyes and your smile. Face shape number 2 is the round face shape. If you have a round face, the goal is often to create a bit more length and vertical uplift. Beauty sources commonly recommend parts and cuts that will visually elongate the face rather than adding too much width at the cheeks. Some strong choices for that would include crown volume, a middle or diagonal part, longer face framing pieces, a lifted ponytail, soft waves that begin lower rather than adding bulk at the widest part of your face. And why does it matter? In interview, a little height at the crown can make the face appear longer and more sculpted. On stage, a lifted style can read as more commanding and energetic. Be careful with overly rounded curls right at the cheek level. If they make the face look wider instead of more balanced. Face shape number 3. Square faces. If you have a square face, you may have a stronger jawline and more angular structure. Styling usually works best when it softens the edges a bit while still honoring your strength. Expert hairstylists often recommend softer lines and movement to balance out the stronger angles. So those awesome options could include soft waves, side swept styles, face framing layers, textured updos with softness around the face, and a softer side part rather than something too severe. A square face can be stunning on stage because structure reads beautifully under the lights, but in interview, you may want the softness near the jaw or the cheek area so your look feels approachable, feminine, and warm rather than severe or sharp. Number 4 is the heart-shaped face. If you have a heart-shaped face, you often have a wider forehead and a narrower chin. Hair choices that add softness or width lower in the style can help create a beautiful balance. Beauty experts talk about heart-shaped faces frequently recommend long layers and styles that soften the upper face while complementing the chin area. So some good choices could include side parts, soft layers around the jawline, waves that circulate fullness below the cheekbones, low ponytails, and some styles with softness around the temples and the chin area. In interview, this can help your features feel more balanced and harmonious. On stage, it helps keep your look from reading top-heavy, especially if you're wearing bold earrings or high collars or dramatic gowns. So then we come to the oblong or the rectangular face. If your face is longer, then the goal is often to avoid adding too much height and instead create softness or width where that's needed. The masters at this often recommend minimizing excessive crown height and using styles that broaden the silhouette a little bit. This might mean soft curls or waves, shoulder width fullness, side swept pieces, medium volume styles, softer updos that don't add too much vertical height. And why that matters is too much height can make the face appear longer. In pageantry, balance is everything. You want the judges to see proportion, not distraction. Okay? Next, the diamond face shape. This is number 6, the diamond face shape. If you have a diamond face, your cheekbones might be the widest part of your face. The goal is to soften those cheek areas while bringing balance to the forehead and the jawline. So hairstyle guides generally recommend using framing and proportion to complement cheekbone prominence. Some great options are side parts, chin length softness or longer layers, elegant pulled back styles with a bit of softness at the front, and waves that don't explode outward at the cheekbone. Diamond faces are naturally striking. In interview, softness helps the look to appear more approachable. On stage, that bone structure can photograph incredibly well if the hair is balanced correctly. So, interview hair strategies. We've talked about the facial structures of the face. If I had to summarize interview hair in one sentence, it would be this: choose a style that makes you look polished, open, and easy to connect with. Here's some interview hair strategies that I would strongly recommend. Keep your hair off the face, enough to show your eyes clearly. The judges need to read you. And so you want to avoid styles that require maintenance during the interview. If you are constantly tucking hair behind your ear, your confidence starts leaking. Match your style to your age division if you have age divisions and your brand. A teen, a Miss contestant, and a Mrs. may all need slightly different levels of polish, softness, and sophistication. Prioritize shine, health, and control. Big hair is not always better in the interview. Controlled, healthy-looking hair often reads more expensive and more mature. Do a seated test. Sit down, smile, turn your head, and answer questions in your hairstyle. If it collapses, falls forward, or feels distracting, it's not your interview style. Now let's talk about the stage. Stage hair has a completely different assignment. On stage, your hair must hold the shape. It must work with the movement, complement your gown or your swimsuit or your wardrobe, whatever you're wearing, and be visible from a distance. Pageant hair is about volume and definition and durability, especially since lighting and movement can fall flat or mess up your style. I also suggest sectioning for fullness and using rollers for a stronger set and hold. This is where volume, structure, and set become more important. Hair that looks slightly extra in person may actually read perfectly under stage lights. That's why stage styles often include more curl definition, more lift at the crown, more hold, more controlled shaping, and more emphasis on the silhouette. For stage, think about the full picture. Your height, your gown neckline, your earrings. Are you a Miss or a Mrs.? Your walk and your overall brand. A glamorous wave pattern may be stunning for evening gown. A polished high ponytail might feel youthful, fresh, and commanding. A softer, structured updo may read elegant, expensive, and regal. Pageant hairstyle features also point out that styles pulling hair away from the face can keep attention on facial features and personality, while natural texture can help a contestant stand out when it is intentional and polished. The best stage hair is not just pretty. It creates a memorable silhouette. So now let's talk about makeup, because this is where a lot of contestants get it wrong. Interview makeup is not stage makeup. Interview makeup should look polished, fresh, refined, camera aware, but still believable up close. The judges are near you. They can see the texture. They can see blending. They can see whether your foundation matches your neck. They can see whether your makeup enhances your beauty or competes with it. So for interview, think clean skin prep, and don't do it only the day of. This is something that has to have already started leading up to your pageant. It has to be a habit. Medium to fuller coverage, only where needed. Softly defined brows. Lifted but not overpowering eyes. Lashes that enhance rather than dominate. Blush for life and warmth, and lip color that brings vitality and polish. You want the judges to remember your face, your confidence, and your communication, not your makeup. Now, for stage, everything intensifies. Stage makeup generally requires more layering, and stronger definition because the lights and photography can wash out dimension. That is a standard point in beauty, pageant beauty education. And that usually means more contour and highlight, more structure in the eyes, fuller lashes, more color payoff, stronger lip definition, and extra staying power. The mistake some contestants make is wearing their stage face into the interview room. That can make them appear overdone, disconnected, or less authentic up close. And the opposite mistake is wearing everyday makeup on stage and then wondering why they disappear under the lights. So your beauty plan has to respect your environment. So some interview makeup strategies. For interview makeup, here is the strategy. This is the one I use. Number one, skin first. I have a lot of people who don't believe that I'm 56. I have great genes. My mom gave me the best of her genes. She's 75, looks like she's in her early 60s. I am fortunate to have those genes, but I also have to take very, very good care of my skin. I use particular products because I know that they work. I know many of you are dedicated to the products that you use, but they may not be helping your skin. And beautiful interview makeup starts with skin preparation. So that means hydrated skin, well-prepped skin, and strategically primed skin make everything else look better. Your interview makeup should look smooth, fresh, and expensive, not heavy. Number two, even out, don't mask. Use enough coverage to create polish, but not so much that your face loses expression. Judges want to see life in your skin. Let's talk about defining the eyes softly. Your eyes need to look awake, bright, and engaged. That can mean soft, neutral shadows, a defined lash line, curled lashes, tasteful false lashes if they fit your division, and clean brow shaping. Use blush intentionally. Blush matters more than many contestants think. In interview, blush gives health, approachability, and dimension, and it keeps the face from looking flat or tired. Let's talk about choosing a lip that supports your confidence. Interview lips should not usually feel distracting. They should feel polished. A rose, a nude rose, a soft berry, a warm neutral, a muted pink often works beautifully depending on your coloring and brand. We'll talk about, let's talk about blending real life, not only for selfies. A ring light makeup is not the same as interview makeup. You need your beauty to work in person from multiple angles in a real conversation. So let's go to stage makeup strategies. For stage makeup, think visibility and structure. First, build more dimension. Stage lights will often flatten your face, so you need to put the shape back in. That means contour, blush, highlight, and eye depth have to be deliberate. Strengthen the eyes. Your eyes must communicate from a distance. This usually means a deeper crease definition, stronger lash presence, more contrast around the eyes, and careful shaping that fits the face. Next is creating longevity. Your stage makeup has to survive lighting, sweat, nerves, movement, hugging, wardrobe changes, and time changes. So long wear products, layering and setting are your friends. Number 4, keep harmony with your gown and your hair. Your stage makeup should fit the total look. A soft romantic gown may call for soft glamour. A sleek white gown may support cleaner, stronger lines. A patriotic, regal, or powerful look might justify a more sculpted beauty. So number 5, don't let one feature overpower everything. Even on stage, balance still matters. If your eyes are very dramatic, the lip may need polish rather than competition. If your lip is bold and the rest of your face still needs harmony. So let's go to tips and tricks. And these are from some of the makeup pros. The lessons that pageant hair and makeup professionals stress over and over and over again. Pro tip number 1, your style must survive the movement. A hairstyle, makeup is not good just because it looks good standing still. Can you walk in it? Can you turn in it? Smile in it? Hug in it? Compete in it? If not, it isn't pageant ready. Pro tip number 2, set matters. Pageant hair often relies on proper setting for hold, volume, and polish. Guidance from the professionals specifically highlight sectioning, the roller size, and letting curls set long enough for durability. That means the preparation underneath the final style matters just as much as the final brush out. Okay? Pro tip number 3, don't let your hair cover your message. Pageant hairstyle examples repeatedly emphasize pulling the hair away from the face, enough to highlight the face and personality. If your judges are trying to find your eyes through your hairstyle, something is off. Pro tip number 4, stage makeup needs more than everyday makeup. Pageant beauty guides and the masters of makeup are clear that stage makeup typically needs more intensity to survive lighting and photography. So don't panic if your stage face looks like a lot in the bathroom mirror. Test it under bright light and in photographs before deciding. Pro tip number 5, your glam must still look like you. This is huge. The best pageant hair and makeup artists do not erase your face. They elevate it. If your glam transforms you into someone unrecognizable, it may create a disconnect between your appearance, your personality, and your authenticity. Pro tip number 6, practice with the full look. Do not wait until competition week to see how your hair, lashes, earrings, and makeup all work together. Run the whole look. Film it. Photograph in it. Sit in it. Walk in it. Go to the grocery store. Go work out with it. See the problems ahead of time so that you can mitigate them before they cost you. Okay? Let's talk about some common mistakes. Mistake number 1, choosing a hairstyle just because it's trendy. Not every trend is pageant effective, and not every trend is going to look good on you. Mistake number 2, wearing stage glam in the interview. Too much can work against warmth and connection. Be strategic. Mistake number 3, wearing everyday makeup on stage. What looks good at brunch may disappear under the lights. Mistake number 4, ignoring face shape and proportions. A beautiful hairstyle and makeup can still be the wrong hairstyle for your features. Mistake number 5, copying someone else's winning look. A winning look on another contestant may not align with your face, your hair texture, your division, or your brand. Mistake number 6, focusing only on the prettiness instead of the presentation. In pageantry, beauty should support communication, not replace it. So, if you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. The right pageant hair and makeup do not just make you look prettier, they make you look more readable and more approachable. They help judges see your confidence, your polish, your poise, your personality, and your readiness for the crown. Your interview look should say, I'm polished, I'm composed, and I'm authentic. Your stage look should say, I am unforgettable. And the magic happens when both versions still look like you. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Pageant Launchpad. If this helped you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a contestant sister who needs a little help building her competition day beauty strategy. I also have available the Pageant Launchpad guidebook. It can be found on Amazon. You can purchase it. It has some really great tips in it as well. Feel free to go to Amazon to find it, or you can message me and I can send you the link. And remember, be fearlessly authentic and elegantly executed. We'll see you in the next episode.